First and foremost, we just want to remember to keep those in Florida in our thoughts. As the governor said, they dealt with a tremendous storm last night. Hurricane Ian made landfall as a Category 4 along the west coast of Florida. Overnight, it has downgraded to a tropical storm as it has moved across the peninsula of Florida. It's expected to move back out into the Atlantic, where it will gather but most likely not regain any additional strength. It's expected to move on a continued east-northeast pattern more toward Beaufort and Charleston, but that does not remove us from the impacts of the storm. The eye of the storm will most likely miss Georgia, but we will get some storm surge along the coast. The bigger concern we've got is your rain and wind. So for Georgia now, this is going to become a more heavy rain and wind event for southeast Georgia. If you're in a low-lying area that is prone to flooding, you should probably start taking precautions over those areas. I don't think we're going to be looking at any mass flooding outside of areas that traditionally flood, but if you're in an area that would traditionally flood with a lot of rain, you should be preparing yourself for that. The other concern that we've got at this time is the coastal push. So there's going to be some high tide and coastal flooding combined together. So with that, we could see some beach erosion and things of that nature. So we will continue to monitor that. As the governor mentioned, Georgia Department of Transportation has been on top of things. We don't have any road closures other than the bridge, as previously mentioned, and we're going to continue to monitor all of those. Other than that, the biggest thing I would tell you is stay in contact with your local news sources. Trust them. The team that you have here is a good team. They're a real good team, and they're monitoring and they're watching everything they can to ensure your safety, and they're going to be the best way to get you that information as needed. So continually monitor that. Stay weather-wise. If you're not prepared, it's a good time to still continue preparations to get yourself, charge your cell phones, have some flashlights, batteries. There's still the potential of power loss with the winds. We'll get in those areas. Also remember this, and it's important to remember, as long as there are tropical storm winds, we can't put people up in bucket trucks to restore power. It's also difficult for our first responders to get in there while the water is still rising. So if you find yourself in those situations and you call for help and we say we're coming, it's not going to be that traditional quick response. We are on our way, but it could extend those times. So keep that in mind. Thanks, sir.